Friends and listeners, welcome back to Advanced. How is your English doing this week? Did you get the chance to practice it? Well, today, Peter and I have to go to the optometrist to get a better prescription. Working for Advanced Magazine and these live streams has hurt our eyes, and so we're going to try on some different types of glasses today. I hope you're ready because we might look strange.
Yeah.
The optometrist is a vocab we'll talk about later on today. I'm wondering if some of you wear glasses out there. Can you take our poll below? Do you wear glasses? Yes. Yes, and contact lenses. So if you wear both the contact lenses, which are the little pieces of silicone, what are contact lenses made out of these days?
That's a good question. I have no idea.
Surely not
I've never had
glass.
to wear contact lenses, so never learned about them. But
Yeah.
they're made of something.
Yeah, made of something. We talk about the phrase, the scales falling from your eyes on Bible Talk.
Yeah.
And that is, it always reminds me of like contact lenses, like something on your eyes. The scales falling from your eyes. Go to our Bible Talk channel if you want to know what that means. All right, looks like nobody's saying yes and contact lenses in our poll right now. So maybe I didn't make the question clear, because I'm sure some of you also wear contact lenses. Some people only wear contact lenses, and about half of everybody does not wear contact lenses or glasses. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Pretty good eyes here.
Yeah, pretty good eyes. So let's talk about this word, spectacles. If I say, oh, that man was bespectacled, what am I saying?
Yeah, bespectacled means he was wearing spectacles, which is, spectacles is a kind of old-fashioned term for glasses. It means eyeglasses, spectacles. But to be bespectacled, it's kind of a British English word, to be bespectacled. John is bespectacled right now. I am not.
Very bespectacled, yeah. A spectacle is something that you look at, right? You could say, the circus was a big spectacle, or the car accident was a huge spectacle, or, oh man, they made a spectacle when they fought in public and yelled at each other. So a spectacle is something that everybody's looking at. And so, yeah, you could also say spectacles are glasses, or just say specs, S-P-E-C-S. You might hear that as a Xiaoming, like a nickname, like, hey, Specs, come over here, in an old movie.
And specs can also sometimes be short for specifics.
Yeah.
Someone says, give me the specs on that new computer you got, you know, give me the technical information about it. So it can be short for spectacles. It can also be short for specifics.
That's right. Well, friends, let's talk about contact lenses again. That's an interesting vocab there. Contact, if you make contact with somebody, it means you touch them. And a lens is a curved piece of glass that helps to magnify or minimize, I suppose, but usually magnify a view. So you'll have a lens on a telescope to see the stars, or on a microscope to see something very small. The lens is the curved piece of glass. So contact lenses are not like spectacles. They actually go right on your eyeball, which is pretty crazy. I think I found my glasses. I think these are the ones that I need to use for work.
Yeah. No, I can just feel English radiating out of him now when he's wearing these.
Yeah, if I go into the classroom like this, I will get instant respect, right? People will think I'm going to fly a plane at them or something like that.
Really? I mean, you're ready to pilot one of those old World War I biplanes with 2 sets of wings.
Yeah, there you go.
Scarf around your neck, flowing in the wind, looking for the Red Baron.
I'll be like a flying ace. Well, friends, so let's go and talk about another word here, optics. Optics is the study of light, I believe. But if you test out the optics of something, it means how it looks. We have a similar word, optometrist. So this prefix, O-P-T, opt, it comes from the word for eye. And an optometrist is someone that is an eye doctor, right?
Yeah, no, he's an eye doctor. But
I was waiting for Peter to say something smart, because look at these glasses, you know?
Yes, well, you know. And optometrist is a good word to know because it's often confused with 2 other words, optician and ophthalmologist. And in the middle you have the optometrist. Now there's a simple way to remember it. Optician is the guy, when you go to get a new prescription for your glasses, he's the guy in the store, helps you choose frames and such like that. That's the optician. The optometrist, the one that John mentioned originally, is your basic eye doctor. He examines your eyes, he can diagnose them, say, you know, you have this or you have that. He can give you medicine for it. An ophthalmologist.
Yeah, what's that? Ophthalmologist.
It's basically an eye surgeon.
Whoa, okay.
He's the one who, if you need actual surgery on your eyes, like with laser or whatever, the ophthalmologist is the one who will perform that. I mean, he knows about eye diseases too, but that's how you distinguish between an optometrist and an ophthalmologist. Optometrist is like the general practitioner for your eyes, and the ophthalmologist is the surgeon.
Well, a lot of people have eye issues. They're very common, and there are easy corrective surgeries like LASIK or laser eye surgery, right, that you can have. So you might go to see the ophthalmologist. Those are great. That looks like you've already been to see the ophthalmologist and have become the ophthalmologist.
Do these make me look a little like Tom Cruise?
They do, yeah. I thought you were Tom Cruise for just a second there. Actually, it took me a moment.
Good enough.
So after going to see the ophthalmologist, you might get something called a prescription. A prescription can be used for medicine or glasses. And when your prescription is given for glasses, it means the kind of glasses you specifically need. You are prescribed or given this new thing. So you can say, yeah, my doctor prescribed me this new food that I have to eat all the time, or my ophthalmologist, no, my optometrist prescribed me these new glasses. So I got these glasses prescribed, and I don't know, I just feel like they might be the ones. These are the ones.
Yeah. Either that or you're going to a U2 concert.
Everything looks golden. It's amazing. I feel so much happier.
Which brings up a good phrase that we sometimes use when we say someone is seeing everything through rose-colored glasses or golden-colored glasses. But usually it's seeing the world through rose-colored glasses means seeing everything from a certain perspective, and usually a kind of faulty perspective.
Yeah.
Depending on what color it is, really. Rose-colored glasses kind of means like you see everything better than it really is. You're kind of blocking out the real colors, so to speak, that are in a situation or in a relationship in a person.
Yeah.
To look through rose-colored glasses.
Right.
There's also an expression, looking through beer goggles, which is kind of a risque expression when you've had too much beer. And
beer goggles. Something
people
seems like
start
a good
to look
idea.
different when you've had too much beer, if you know what I mean.
So beer goggles and rose-colored glasses are expressions that use glasses. You can also say seeing red or seeing green. We might have similar expressions in Chinese. Seeing red means you're angry. Oh, I was seeing red, I was so mad. Or seeing green or green with envy. Green is the color when you want what someone else has. You're kind of mad at them. You think something belongs to you.
Color of jealousy.
Jealousy, yeah. I don't know if that's the same in Chinese. I'd be interested in any phrases about eyes and seeing that you have for us. Last but not least, about glasses today, we've got a question for you. What is the most difficult part of wearing glasses? My wife wears glasses, and sometimes she gets scratched on her nose, like just from wearing them a long time, or if you fall asleep with glasses, or if you lose your glasses. But for those of you, it seems like most people wear glasses. About 70% of our readers have been working hard at their studies. They've been reading a lot of English books, and they wear glasses. What is the most difficult part? Do you have any glasses stories? I know that glasses can be a challenge. Hipster glasses. We have one last vocab here on our list that we want to teach you. This is kind of a modern phrase. Hipster glasses. Do you want to unpack that a little bit?
Hipster glasses. Well, hipster is a term for a person who is educated and kind of wants you to know that they're educated. A hipster is a person who is always up on the latest trends.
They're hip. The word comes from hip, H-I-P. There was this term hippie, H-I-P-P-I-E. The hippie movement in the 60s and 70s, around the time of the Beatles, was sort of a counterculture movement. So if someone is hip, it basically means they're modern, they're with the trend.
Although a hipster is actually not out of the hippie line. A hipster comes before the hippie. Hipster was what they used to call jazz musicians back in the 1950s.
Really? I didn't know that.
A hipster or a hepcat. And it again means someone kind of countercultural, kind of edgy, often artistic, very smart. And today we use the term kind of in a negative way. It can mean someone who, well, there's an old joke. How many, what is it?
How many
hipsters does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Okay, yeah.
And the answer is It's a really obscure number. You've probably never heard of it.
I see. So like the idea, the idea is that hipsters, they kind of want to look good. They're sort of showing off. And sometimes you get these glasses that actually don't have a prescription and might not even have a frame. And young people might wear them anyway just to like look cool and look smart. So that's sort of what hipster glasses means in modern, at least American usage. Okay, hi there. Eating noodles from hot soup is trouble. Seeing through the glasses. I see what you mean. We say your glasses fogged up, F-O-G-G-E-D. They fogged up or they steamed up. That makes a lot of sense.
Right,
Did anyone else have trouble with your glasses during COVID-19 when you're wearing the mask and the hot air from your breath goes up through the top of the mask, right? If you don't have it down all the way, and it goes into your glasses too, and it fogs up your glasses. Did anyone have that happen?
Sometimes you'll hear that expression also to express frustration or anger, like, oh I was so angry my glasses got all fogged up, because there's this idea when you get angry that your body heats up and so you produce steam if you're really, really angry. Sometimes you see it in cartoons, a character who's angry, steam will be coming out of their ears or something like that. And so that's kind of related to the fogging up your glasses thing. You'll sometimes hear it in that context as well.
And we've got another, it seems like this is the problem. Some more feedback, thank you, from one of our members for tasting hot noodle soup. Okay, so I was not expecting this, but this seems like a real problem.
I think folks are having lunch as they're watching
yeah,
this.
like right now. Okay, so tasting hot noodle soup, I'm assuming it's a similar problem. Have any of you ever, what do you do in that situation? Do you just eat blindly, or do you take off the glasses? What do you do? How do you handle this? Are you just see red, right? You get angry? Friends, we're going to switch topics very briefly here, and I apologize if all you want to talk about is glasses. We have an article on Canada. It's actually the cover for our magazine from this month. I'd like to ask you, listeners, if you've ever been to Canada. We're going to talk about Montreal, that beautiful city that I've never been to, and we're Americans, right?
We are.
So Canada, there's a lot of similar things culturally, but for Americans, I've just put 3 vocabularies here. And these are the 3 things that Americans instantly think of when we think of Canada. These are called stereotypes. None of them are negative. However, these are the stereotypes. And the first is the maple leaf. Do you know what a maple leaf is? You better, because that's on the, is that on the Canadian flag?
Yes,
the maple leaf.
The big red leaf on the Canadian flag. It's a maple leaf.
Yeah.
From the maple tree.
And my favorite thing is maple syrup. S-Y-R-U-P. Syrup is like sugar that's been turned into kind of a liquid, right?
Right, combined with the sap of the maple tree.
Yeah.
Sap, S-A-P, fluid inside trees.
Yeah.
That kind of like the bloodstream in human beings. It carries nutrients to all the parts of the tree, and you can tap the tree to get the sap out. And maple sap is one of the ingredients that makes up maple
syrup. That was so graphic, but absolutely correct.
It's a graphic world, yes.
It's like the blood of the maple tree. Maple syrup is delicious on pancakes, and so we often think maple leaves, maple syrup when we think of Canada. The next thing is a certain kind of policeman that rides a horse and wears a very cool outfit. I don't know how many of these kind of policemen there are, but they're called Mounties. At least that's what we in America think they're called, Mounties.
Right. Mounties, short for Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
That's right.
Mounted on the horse.
Yeah, mount, M-O-U-N-T, means to get up on something. Typically, you get that word from mountain, actually, like a mountain. So if you mount a horse, or if you mount a hill, it means you just get on top of it. So a mounted soldier is on a horse. A Mountie is a nickname, Xiaoming, for a mounted police.
Right. They're basically Canada's FBI, if you know what that means. Do they know what that means?
Oh, yeah.
You know what that means. Federal Bureau of Investigation.
They're like detectives?
Federal police force, not local cops in town and this town and that town, but a federal law enforcement agency. In America, it's called the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, the Mounties, are the equivalent in Canada.
They're like horse detectives. No, just kidding. All right, friends.
No stereotypes here. No stereotypes.
I think Canadian people run into wild bears in the wild which would never happen in Taiwan. I was at the zoo the other day looking for our local bears here, the black bear, and I didn't see it. So if you can't see it at the zoo, how can you see it at the wild? But yeah, you're right. That is sort of like the vision of Canada. There are grizzly bears in the woods, which thankfully is pretty rare. Selena, hi, you've been to Canada. Well, then we need your expertise. Toronto, Montreal, Quebec, and Vancouver. Fascinating. For some reason, I run into a lot of people in Taiwan that have Canadian connections. My sister-in-law was just in Canada, and I don't know why that is, other than that Canada is a beautiful place to visit, very accessible and very welcoming. Tell us more about your Canadian trips. And finally, the last stereotype in the States that I think of is hockey.
And this is
ice
a
hockey.
flattering stereotype.
Yeah.
Canadian ice hockey teams are generally considered to be the dominant force in ice hockey as a sport.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, if you're from Canada, Russia too, but especially Canada, the Canadians, yeah, it's associated with ice hockey brilliance and dominance.
That's right. And I just want to teach one piece of vocabulary about ice hockey. Ice hockey kind of has this reputation for being sort of a rough sport, and there's something called the penalty box. Penalty means the consequence. It's a bad thing. Like this is the penalty for breaking the law. You get fined $100. But a penalty in this sport is kind of a temporary thing. If you're too rough, you get thrown into the penalty box, and then they release you again.
Right.
So it's kind of a violent. It's not necessarily a violent sport, but it has a reputation.
It's a violent sport. No.
It is
ice
a violent
hockey
sport.
is a violent sport.
Okay.
Ice hockey is the only sport where if two players get into a fight during the game, they will pause the game to let them fight. That doesn't happen in American football. That doesn't happen in basketball or baseball. Fights happen there, but they stop the game and they try to sort them out. In ice hockey, it's like, turn the spotlight on it, basically.
Careful what you say about Canada. The Mounties will come in here and drag you away.
That's true.
In a second. Hockey, great sport. All right, friends, well, that is all our time for today. Thank you for joining us. Let's see, I think I'm going to pick these ones. Did you pick your favorite pair of glasses? These are the ones I'm going with.
Yes. No, those work.
Yeah.
Those work.
So we appreciate your help, your expertise. And we'd love to hear more comments if you think of any difficulties or any stories about Canada or eyeglasses. Keep practicing your English. And for those of you that came to visit us at the fair the other day, it was nice to see you guys. I'm John.
I'm Peter.
This is Advanced Weekly Update. We could be Mounties with glasses like this.
Au revoir.